Hi, welcome to CALLTIME. CALLTIME is an online video podcast to share their stories and experiences. My name is Sofyan and we are at our studio at ITE College Central. So if you are a media student, a content creator or someone just interested in media and how to start and all that, this show might give some information that might be helpful to you. This show is also a platform for our students studying Nitec in video production to gain experience in producing an online video podcast. So we appreciate all the support. Right, without further ado, for this episode, I'm honoured to present our guest, Nizlan Sani. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Seren. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, thanks for taking the time to come down.
Okay.
Right. Maybe we just straight away start off by maybe you introducing yourself and maybe how you got into this industry, what you're doing and all that.
Okay, basically I graduated from LaSalle, that time was LaSalle SIA College of the Art. It was in 2007, where I took a course in video art. So video art is like it's very art. I think 90% is art and 10% is video. So my first job was I was an editor, video editor. But I guess that I don't like to work in a constant space. So I decided to change to location soundman, which I've been doing it since 2010 until now. Yeah.
That's like
about 13 years.
13 years, huh? Oh, so you don't quite like the office kind of environment, you prefer to go out?
Yeah, I realized that working in an office where the boss keep looking whether you are doing a job or whether you are doing productive things. So I don't think I like it. So location soundman is like more outdoor.
Was it difficult to make that change from video editor to soundman at that time?
I guess like, I mean when I become like a soundman, I work backwards. So like I was asked like, if I'm an editor, what kind of audio that I need to make like usable audio. So when I am working as a soundman, I always just give like as much usable audio to the editor. That's I think so far I think it works. After 13 years or 14 years, nobody complained. I think I'm doing an okay job lah.
Okay, that's a very long career. You can watch Nizlan's work at vimeo.com, Nizlan Sani. Right? Let's take a moment to play a few of your works.
Singapore's hawker trade has come a long way from the pushcarts of the past. Today's hawker centres are full of culture and mouth-watering delights, all thanks to the first generation of hawkers. Our very first pioneering hawker is Mr. Ng of Nam Seng Hokkien Mee, who will share with us his own hawker journey. Hey, hello, 你好，你好。Uncle 你好，我要盘哦。
坐。我做这行生意差不多有50多年了。以前我小的时候啊，每天放学回来就帮我爸爸做生意咯。那时候60年代，差不多18岁这样。我老爸叫我可以了。OK， 你要创业，你可以出去创业，不要紧。那我就自己出来开档了。那条街是 Florence Road 啦，前面有一间咖啡店南星茶室啦。
Running a hawker stall in the 60s and 70s certainly sounds dramatic, not like what we see today. Now I'm going to talk to Mr. of Tiong Bahru Lian Fa Sui Jing Bao to see if he has such a colourful experience in his own hawker journey as well.
我在这个阿里山大的小贩中心里做这个水晶包的生意，已经做了20年了。我父亲起初有做这门生意，起初跟我父亲学就给他骂到要死了，因为他做东西好像很出力，他一直讲轻轻就好，轻轻就好，怎么就一直搞砸，那就给他骂了，骂了之后就自己摸索了。
那生意好不好？
我们两兄弟帮忙他之后他的生意就很旺了，他一挑担出门口而已就卖完了。
We all love the dishes brought to us by these first generation hawkers over the years. And to continue the tradition, new hawkers are entering the scene. Watch how these new hawkers are stepping up to the plate in our next episode of A Hawker's Journey as we celebrate the hawker trade together.
Must lose weight. Must look sexy for digital TV. Otherwise, the cellulite will be in digital. I feel skinny already.
Let's see.
Alamak, I gained a kilo?
2 more rounds.
Huh? Okay.
我发根跟发尾的颜色不一样了，怎么办？
上面有新头发长出来是这样的。
不行，现在电视数码化了，颜色会更鲜明，而且呢，每一根头发都可以看得清清楚楚的啊！不如干脆把我的头发变成金黄色，一定很上镜的。再不然呢，你就给我弄一个假发，然后我的头发就可以永远的美美的。
நான் தேடுறது நல்லா பளிச்சுன்னு அப்படியே இந்த டிஜிட்டல் டிவில தெரியும் போது நான் மட்டும் எடுப்பா அப்படியே அழகா தெரியணும் அந்த மாதிரி புடவை தான் நீங்க எனக்கு எடுத்து கொடுக்கணும் ப்ளீஸ்.
நீங்க கேட்ட மாதிரியே பளிச்சுன்னு இருக்கிற புடவைங்க இங்க இருக்கு. இதோ பாத்தீங்களா எம்ப்ராய்டரி எல்லாம் எவ்வளவு நுணுக்கங்களா இருக்கு.
இந்த லைட் வச்ச புடவை ஏதாவது இருக்கா?
லைட்டா?
அப்பதான் கேமரால என்ன பாக்கும்போது அப்படியே மினுமினு தெரியும்.
Nice. So this you did the sound
Yes.
on location.
Correct. Yeah. So basically, I think all the videos I did the location sound. So there's different challenges that happen on each video lah.
Let's talk about the digital TV one first.
So basically, the digital TV for like Suhaimi, Yusuf, the guys
The first one,
the,
yeah, the
doing the
running,
jogging.
jogging.
So basically, like the idea is to capture the audio, his line while he's jogging. So with the big movement and the sweat and everything, it's a bit difficult for me to just put the lavalier mic on his top, his t-shirt. So what I've decided that use a very fine microphone, lavalier mic. So because he's using a headband, so I thought like to plant a mic on
Inside there.
so weave through his hair and just on the headband, and somehow it works. So yeah, it works. Then like I think I get the audio that is needed.
What about the other two?
The other two, like as you can know, in Singapore, noise is always an issue in our country. Like there's always construction anywhere, and I think that I think the hawker center, you know, hawker center noise. You can't tell everyone at the hawker center to.
You can't book the whole hawker center.
Yeah.
You cannot clear out the whole hawker center,
So
right?
I guess the position of the lavalier mic is important, and you need to so-called compensate the sensitivity. So if you lower the sensitivity but you put the mic closer, I think you can get you can so-called remove as much noise as possible. So I think you need to understand your equipment, the capability of the equipment, and work for you. Try to make it work for you.
Then somehow during the hawker video, right? They were wearing masks.
Yeah, they are wearing masks. So I think it does make sense. Like sometimes if you wear a mask, if it's
Can be muffled a bit.
I get muffled, but it's people understand when you wear a mask. It sounds muffled, but to me, as long we can get what the person is trying to deliver, I think it's okay. But it doesn't have to make sense. Like for example, if you have a car, the noise of a car, the sound of a car, but if the car is at the back, at your background, and you can see a car moving, so if there's a sound, it makes sense in your mind. It makes sense for the audience. It cannot be like if the car is like behind the camera. You don't see the car, but you hear the noise of a car. Then it doesn't make sense. That's how I advise the director. Like it doesn't make sense. Like I mean, you need to be clear to your director and what's the situation and what's good and what's bad, so he can decide. In the end, you will advise to your director, and he will decide. And you have to respect what is his decision.
Okay, so this one I think when I first started, Nizran considered my mentor on audio lah. Huh? So whenever I have problem with audio, I ask him questions. I think I asked you many years ago. I asked you this question, and I think for the students as well, they are doing their final year project.
Okay.
How do you decide when to use lavalier mic and boom mic to just record maybe dialogue?
For me, I'm very Singaporean. I'll be like very classy. So normally I will boom and lavalier as much as possible.
So many layers of audio.
Correct. Yeah. Especially nowadays, machines you can do multi-track recording. So it's better to give more than less, because if you can't get the audio, you need to reshoot the whole thing again. Yeah. Because I believe in my I have a senior mentor that I used to work is an audio post guy, audio engineer, Kazuo Sato, who is the go-to guy for Eric Khoo's firm. Because he told me like garbage in, garbage out. So if you get garbage audio, then it's audio.
You can't do anything.
You can't do anything. It's not like visual. Visual, if you suddenly soft focus is people can see it's style. It's the way of all this movement, like unstable. But audio is clear or not clear. So as much as possible, you try to get the best within your means, and if not, I think the audio post will have a very hard time.
What about those? Sometimes they talk like the hawker, and then I think you have done food vlogs or whatever, right? Yeah. So there is also audio to be captured, like the spoon, the slurping lah, and also footsteps and all that. Yeah. So what is the process if there is dialogue and then plus you need to record all these things?
Sometimes I would like advise the talent, like maybe whenever you have to talk, whenever you have to deliver your lines, not much movement, as much as possible. But for me, I always say that if I can hear his lines, his delivery is like it's okay, then I will let go. But if I think like whatever he said that people can't get it, it's so hard people to understand whatever he's saying, then I will just advise the director, okay, can we do one more time, one take? It's better take one more take than you just like assume that it's okay. So because you can't recreate everything, and if you have to reshoot again, it's all costs. So we advise as much as possible.
Alright, we also took some photos from your IG account. Okay. We can have a look and then we can discuss it. Okay. This one is a setup that you have.
Yes.
Right. That's quite a professional and intense setup.
I think that card is actually a hardware tools card. I think it's very popular with most soundmen. I think because it has a lot of drawers. I think we love all the drawer, all the space that we need to keep all our lavalier mic, all the expandable, the scissors, double tape. I think it's awesome.
Okay. Let's have a look at another photo. Handsome this one.
It's like handsome lah. It's like ego.
Is it the same one? Is it the same?
Yeah. It's like ego boosting pictures.
Huh? So for a soundman, do you need this? Or this is the basic, or this is actually after 13 years of career?
For me, I like to bring extra stuff. So any situation, I know that whatever I need is there. Rather than you bring less, then when in some certain situation happens, then you cannot do anything about it.
Then you waste time trying to find and all that.
So I'm very Singaporean, very classy. So I just have extra of this, have extra of that, more batteries, and so I think it's make me less headache, I guess.
Less stress.
And then my anxiety also
you feel more comfortable when you are prepared and you have all the things inside there, even though if you don't use.
Correct. It's better to have more than less. That's what I feel.
Correct. Yeah. We have more photos. This one is your mixer device inside a vehicle.
Basically, if I'm not mistaken, this is done in let me see. I think it's some of the water. I think distillation process, and it was like, you know, Singapore is like, it's very noisy. There's always like noise.
There's always noise.
So sometimes when the interview is done, because like it's so hard to to make sure that the audio is clean. So I get myself to be isolated
So
inside
that you can monitor properly.
Correct. Yeah. So it's best to be as further away from the interview to me, so I can know that the difference between what I hear is not the leak audio from the interview. It's directly from my headphones.
It's from the
So yeah lah. I mean, that's how that what happened.
Is there one more photo?
Oh.
Wow.
So you know that guy, another soundman, Hussein, one of my close friends. He also have the, I think is it the same
setup?
Setup.
There was like a boom pole.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. Sometimes that boom pole. Sometimes we have our antenna and everything. Certain things it's necessary to have, but sometimes it's just it's a close-up interview. I think sometimes not, but sometimes it just look nice. In case anything happen, you know, will not be any interference or anything. And then there's a shoot in Apple store at Orchard.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
I was seeing the one you put the device inside the vehicle, right? If there is a dialogue inside a moving car, how will you do it? If two people, you know, one person driving, the passenger, they are talking.
For me, I always believe, I'm not really a fan of a lavalier mic. Because lavalier mic, I think you need to have a lot of discipline. Like sometimes the seat belt can touch the,
can rub against.
There's noise and everything. And sometimes when you say like when you say sometimes you tap.
Yeah.
So I love to plan like a directional mic, not on the talent's body. So of course I will have like lavalier mic on the person, and I have like 2 mics on where you put there's a screen,
sun covers.
Yeah. So I will just put more mic. I love to put more mics because like for me it's like get as much audio audio input as much as possible. So I let the creativity decision by the audio post. So
at least there's options for them.
Correct. Yeah.
There's options for them.
It's safe lah. I think it's to be safe.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. What is your advice for students who want to kind of be a soundman, to step into the industry? What will be your advice? Invest straight away into a trolley.
No, but I just feel that I think, to be honest, that I think that today's student has more tough times, because like during my time when I was only like Ngee Ann Poly, I think during 1998, only Ngee Ann Poly has this video
course,
film studies, or maybe like NTU. But now every poly and ITE has this course, so the number of graduates is more, but the job is not that much, because Singapore is not like a movie industry. So I feel that students need to don't waste time, and after you graduated, go to any like video company, do some like intern, do some jobs, like you learn something and get your name in the industry. Because like
it's competitive.
It's competitive.
So you straight away need to,
especially for guys who need to go for NS. I think once you're out for 2 years, you want to get back in the industry. Sometimes it's quite difficult. So make sure that you keep yourself relevant. And I feel that in this industry, sometimes you don't have to be very, very good, but you must be doing an acceptable job, but be nice to your colleague.
Be nice to colleague.
Like if you have that attitude, people don't want to work with you, then they will not call you anymore.
So you need to be a team player, even for a soundman.
I think soundman is the worst lah, because soundman always like become like a stepson. We are always like not in the camera department. So I think it's good to be nice to your fellow colleagues. Respect your director, his vision. I mean, sometimes you have your own vision, but you need to respect your clients and your director. Know the hierarchy and be nice to everybody.
That would help, right? That would
definitely
help. You know, people know you. and then they say, okay, I worked with Nizam before.
Yeah.
The future jobs, they
Yeah.
might say, hey,
Yeah.
why not? You
The,
do for
the industry is small. Everyone knows if you do something bad, everyone will know sooner or later. So I think to have a good attitude, to be like easy to work with, I think that helps.
What other attributes do students need to have, you know, to get into the industry besides, you know, being friendly to everyone, being able to work with everyone?
I think the thirst to learn and to be very receptive to be when you are being like corrected or something. Like I mean like doing film production is, I think it's a very stressful job. Sometimes things on the spot you need to make it happen.
Yep.
So sometimes when during the stress,
troubleshoot things and all that.
if safety is compromised, sometimes people like scold you and shout at you. But to me, work is work. After this, the director says it's wrap, it's back to normal. No hard feelings, because sometimes
Nothing personal.
Yeah, because I think like especially when safety is compromised, I find that on the spot I need to correct you. I might shout at you. I think, but it's just work. I've never like after work I'll like hate you. No, it's nothing of that sort.
Is it different though for the community? Like for example, if you want to talk about sexier roles, cameraman is a sexier role. You know, a lot more people want to be cameraman. They want to be director. For soundman, is it difficult to just say, "Hey, I'm a soundman. Please, you know, give me opportunities here and all that"?
I think nowadays people always be attracted by the terms of like DOP.
Yeah.
Everybody, but you need to know you need to be really good, or you have your own style. Why people want to choose you? If you talk about you want to market yourself because you're cheaper. I mean, how far can you go if you want to go cheaper? If you don't believe in your own value, why should other people believe in your value?
That's true.
So you need to know how to market yourself, to be what you can offer to the company or to the client. So even like for audio, I mean, I think maybe ours is not as sexy as DOP. We are just like, they don't really care about audio until like something something bad happen. That's like, why the audio is bad? If the audio is good, like nobody like, okay, you're doing your job.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Nobody like compliment. That was the best audio.
No, you're doing good. You're doing your job. That's good.
Yeah, it's just that when something happens, then you get into the
So
spotlight.
always try to save yourself. Like if you find that you need to take one more take, just do one more take. If the director say no, at least you have advised the director, and at least you so-called save your backside lah.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel lah.
That's it. What is the like? Can you share a weirdest or funniest experience that you had, you know, while doing your job?
There are two things. Like there's one time we were shooting inside this like somebody's home toilet.
Home, someone's house toilet.
Yeah. So I think we done a scene cut. So I was just like, because it was quite tiring. So I just like keep to the side, just resting for a while. Suddenly, like, there's this actress just came in. I think she doesn't know that she was aware that I was there. She was
at one corner lah. You were at one corner.
So she was like, I think adjust her makeup. Her makeup. Then suddenly she just farted.
Oh.
So I was like, something for an actress, a lady to fart, like to me, like serious.
Might be embarrassing.
But she was so known to fart a lot lah. So
she was soon known.
I
see.
Okay lah. And
Okay,
the other thing also, I feel that maybe it's not funny, but I think when you mic up a lot of talent, sometimes you hear them say some
the funniest things lah.
Some nice stuff. Sometimes they will like gossip and stuff. But I think it's to be ethical. We cannot say whatever we hear. We just like, if I got the time, I would just like, switch off the fader quickly. Then whatever we listen to, then we just like.
Yeah, I think it's important, right? Because people might say in their personal space because they forget that they are being mic'd up.
Or
but
sometimes
for us,
I have to tell the talent like, be careful. The director might, or the client might
be listening. I mean that's good.
So you have to be careful. Just time to be aware, because sometimes like we forget to fade out and something like that.
Correct.
So just tell them to be aware.
Yeah. This is professionalism.
Yeah.
So when you are doing that, don't forget.
When they trust us about all these things, so I think we need to remind. I mean, of course, also I need to remind myself, then to fade out unnecessarily.
Well, we are almost reaching the end of the show. It has been exciting. Thanks so much for your sharing. We have a bit for Q&A session. We have some students, maybe if they have any questions to ask, we have a bit of time for 1 or 2 questions.
$5 per
you.
answer.
Tough ones. Do you have question? Never mind. You got any question?
Okay. Question. Nobody want to become soundman.
Nobody want to become soundman.
Nobody know what come.
Okay, what do you think is something that every soundman or beginning soundman should look at, like when they're just starting to do sound?
Okay, when to look at,
like for example, editors, they definitely need a computer to, they have to invest in a computer. Right?
Yeah. Okay. I basically the basic equipment of a sound guy is always like a mixer, one mixer, 2 wireless mic, and a boom mic. So I think that sometimes the good thing about Singapore, sometimes you can rent.
Yep.
So before I feel like before you buy all this expensive equipment, you need to know how much job can you get. Because sometimes, for me, I always worried for the young guys that sometimes you spend too much on equipments, but if the job is not coming in, like
you don't buy a few $1,000 equipment then just for one job.
So you need to see the demand. If you are in demand, then you think you can every month you can get at least 7-8 jobs. Then I think it's okay to slowly invest.
If not, rent.
Yeah, I think it's safer to rent, and slowly, once your contact is better, then
slowly buy.
Correct.
Yeah.
You need to know then when there's a demand, then you buy equipment. If not, maybe it's not a good, not a bad thing to work full time for a company first. To
get
experience,
understand equipment.
So like I say, Singapore, the market is not big.
Competitive, very competitive.
Like Malaysia or Indonesia, where you can do movies and stuff like that. You can attach to a sound mixer, and you can learn something from him. But so that's why spend wisely lah. That's what I can say.
Okay, so if there's no other questions, thank you so much again. We have come to the end of the show, and thank you everyone for watching our pilot series, Call Time, a show where media students and those with a passion on content creation can listen to stories shared by industry professionals such as Nizlan here. This show was brought to you by ITE College Central, Nitec in video production. For your information, this show is entirely produced by students, so thank you for supporting us and allowing the students to learn through this experience. If you found this informative and you enjoyed it, please like, share and subscribe on our YouTube channel and all our social media channels. And thank you again so much for coming down and sharing your stories.
It's my pleasure.
So season 2, season 2.
Inshallah.
Can? Okay, thank you so much.